So hello everyone, good evening. I hope we are audible and clearly visible to you all. So first of all, let me thanks everyone for joining us. So this is the new initiative which we are starting from today onwards, where Witty Wednesday by Investorial. The entire thought process behind this is just to ensure the way market is moving, how volatile it is. Maybe we all know there are reasons to it, but in these reasons, there are secret recipe of investing in mutual funds, where to invest, how to invest, and what are the categories where you can take as an option of investing, right? So here the entire thought process for this Witty Wednesday is every week let's understand what kind of market is, which is the category where to invest, and we would be specially touching on those set of AMCs or funds where you can say where as a Nirmal Bang we personally feel that there is a decent secret philosophy is there in terms of taking an investment decision, right? It may be a smaller AMC or it may be a bigger AMC, or it is like a regular NASIM crossing which you might invest in any top five AMCs, right? So that will be the entire thought process. So today's topic, right, of decoding a flexi-cap as a strategy. Again, flexi-cap, which is nothing but we all can say it is like an anasyncrosy, but there are secret ingredients to it. There are secret funds or certain funds which we personally, as a Nirmal Bang, we prefer all our audience to invest. So for that, we have Ritu Poddar with us, who would be talking about the categories, especially these categories, where to invest and reason of investing. And we also be recommending in this particular category, which are the funds you guys should keep on radar, right? So definitely every individual has their own taste, and we just wanted to share our taste to you, just to attract your attention, and in case definitely if you like that, so we can take it ahead. So Ritu, over to you for this.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Thank you and thank you everyone for joining in. So, as Saurabh mentioned, every market has a flavor, and some or the other categories we prefer in certain markets. Last 2 years back, everyone was like gung about the mid and small cap, but nowadays very few people are talking about mid and small cap. People were not talking about large cap categories earlier, but now yes, people are looking for alternatives towards large cap for more of the safety perspective. So definitely when we invest, there are the different sentiments which plays an important role, and that is what we have all selected today's category, which is flexi cap. So, flexi cap, I'm sure everyone must be aware about what is flexi cap, but quickly we will, go through the fundamentals. What is the, a flexible flexi cap category? As per SEBI criteria, SEBI has divided the stocks in a different market capitalization. So, top 100 is known as a large cap, where the 101st to 250 known as a mid cap, and rest all the companies fall into a small cap. So large and mid cap have segment have a very set universe, while small cap have a open-ended kind of a universe, because I think 600 plus odd kind of a companies falls in a small cap as a universe. So if we'll talk about the different market caps, so everyone knows, like, large cap is the most established business, falls into this particular criteria, who are large enough, with stability, lower volatility, and high liquidity. At the same time, if we talk about the mid cap, so mid cap as a segment, or as a universe, contain the companies which have potential to grow at if large cap we are saying 8-10% kind of companies growing at 8-10%, where mid cap we say like exponential kind of a growth we can see. But good kind of a companies in terms of balance sheet, and in terms of balance sheet, in terms of companies ethics, in terms of company, business point of view. At the same time, small cap, if we talk about, so small cap, lot many emerging sectors, lot many new sectors are emerging as of now, earlier, chemical was there. Now AI, lot many AI driven, lot many on a fintech side companies are, or the businesses are growing up. So those kind of companies falls in a small cap. Definitely they are small in size, hence they carry a little more risk in terms of in terms of volatility, but they have a high potential to generate alpha because they are small in size and they can grow exponentially. Mid cap also, but here in a small cap there is these we call it as a multi-gainer kind of a companies. So those kind of a companies falls in a small caps. So flexi cap is a combination of all three. There is no restriction from the regulator side, X percentage you have to put in a large cap or mid cap or small cap. So a fund manager has that ability, and fund manager, as per their ability, they invest in all three market capitalization. Now the question comes, why flexi cap? So stable returns, because they are going to invest in all three market caps. So once you are investing in all three market caps, it means you are dynamically manage your market capitalization, right? Here it's not like mandatory you have to keep 35% or 40% in large cap or 65% into a small cap, nothing like that. So very dynamically these categories managing, it's a like BAF आप देखते हो hybrid side में, the same kind of a category on a equity side, flexi cap. So across market capitalization, across sectors, the fund manager can take their own bet. So that is why we see more stable returns, because they are going to invest even in a large cap, mid cap, and small cap. All three market capitalization. That is what we have seen, like historically also, this particular category provides very stable returns. Diversification, because they are going to invest in our across market cap, so it's not tilted towards the small cap or mid cap. So all three market capitalization flavor you will get through this particular category. Flexibility, there is no criteria for the fund manager to manage this particular category. So it's not like fund manager has that mandate to invest only in a small cap or only in mid cap at certain allocation. So nothing like that. If fund manager is not very convinced with the market or market scenario, probably they can move tilted towards the large cap. Entire corpus, they can move tilted towards the large cap. At the same time, in a good times, they can take more exposure on the small and mid cap size. So without investors, doing any kind of a rejig in their portfolios, they are getting the market flavors at the best exposure in terms of lower volatility, though they are taking all the three market capitalization. That is what the volatility also, if we see in this particular category. So these all things I'll just approve you in through numbers also in upcoming slides. Even lower volatility also, if we see across market cap, these particular categories has the lower volatility. So whenever any category comes, we think about the risk, what kind of a risk associated with, or what kind of a risk profile, or in terms of risk matrix it belongs to. So first we know large cap is because it's mostly investing in a large cap. Then the flexi cap category comes, and there one counter question also, most of the people talk about that flexi cap is one of the category which is tilted towards a large cap, and then it's a substitute of the large cap, because mostly funds invest in most of the exposure in large cap. So that is what also I will explain you how the different funds have a different kind of a strategies to manage the flexibility which has been provided to the fund manager. So it's a purely fund manager call. And then going ahead, we know that large and mid cap is a category, multi-cap, mid and small cap. So based on this risk profile, the flexi cap has a very, similar to risk profile, which is similar to your large cap category. So as we were talking about the volatility, so here we can say, so flexi cap as a category, we have considered Nifty 500, index can represent a flexi cap category. And here you can see the volatility which we normally, consider or calculate through standard deviation. So here we have taken a standard deviation of the different indices just to understand what kind of a volatility it capture or it handles. So here, if you see, the mid and small cap, multi cap, large and mid cap. So all kind of categories you can see, especially mid cap is 24.6, here 27.7 small cap. But mostly if you compare with the large and Nifty 500, we will see the similar kind of a volatility. This particular index also handling. While Nifty 500 is a well I would say probably the diversified index which considered or which contain the large cap, mid cap, and small cap in a very nice way. So overall, if we talk about this particular index, this index is somewhere around 70-20-10 kind of a ratio, keeps in large cap, mid cap, and small cap. So that kind of a ratio you can see in this particular index, and which is in the next slide, I will show you how flexi cap also carry these kind of a market capitalization. But these are the 5 strategies of these are the index, how the volatility they manage. Now, why flexi cap helps to generate better alpha? Definitely, it gives a free hand to the to the fund manager. The quill chart here, you can see, every time we see some or the other sectors perform, but never we'll not see, top 5. Always it keeps rotating. All the sectors keeps rotating. Last 2 years or YTD, we are seeing healthcare, but 24 healthcare. Then earlier reality was there. Then FMCG was there. Then before that, COVID times, IT was the sectors which performed. Then reality. So every time, if you see, FMCG was on top in 2022. But 23, it came in a mid, and then 24, and right now it's on a bottom of the radar. So we can see every time this, a sector rotation happens, and same, because the sector rotations happens, we see the same thing on the index side as well. We see, sometimes your small cap performs, sometimes your large cap performs, multi cap is there. So if you look at these kind of a categories, so every time the category rotation also we see. So it's not like कि आपने अगर small cap में exposure लिया, you have invested in some kind of a small cap and mid cap. So year on year basis, that will, outperform to the different categories. It never happens. Yes, probably, back to back 2 years, it might outperform, but some or the other cycle turns and changes where we see that the other category will outperform, and that is what the flexi cap comes into the picture, because we don't know when the cycle is going to turn. If we do not have any, we are missing any part of the market capitalization, probably, अगर हमारे पास last year small cap हमारे portfolio में नहीं होता, then probably we will be on a little lower side of the return side. But and if in this market, volatile market, if large cap is not in your portfolio, then probably your portfolio will be or must be seen a deep drawdown. So all the market cap plays a very important role in the portfolio, and hence the flexi cap comes into the picture, where they can go across or all board. And that is what, as I was talking about different market capitalization, so different market capitalization, agar hum, if we see like mostly the large cap oriented kind of a company, so mostly BFSI, IT, telecom, so these kind of sectors or companies we found in a top 100 kind of a things. But if we find or try to figure it out, any kind of a new age or emerging kind of a companies in probably in a large cap or in a mid cap, very few names we will find in that. So the universe or the number of companies are we can count on, Zomato, Swiggy. So those kind of a companies probably we can find it in the or upper market capitalization. Other than that, all the new age emerging we will find mostly on the small cap. So as I said, a different market capitalization in terms of sector also plays a very important role. If we would like to take a exposure in any kind of a emerging market or new trend businesses, or sometimes, in a volatile market in kind of a traditional businesses, which gives in a large cap, that plays a very important role. And that is what I've mentioned here, different kind of a sectors you will find in a different market capitalization. This is the average market capitalization of a flexi cap. As I said, then mostly people say, like, flexi cap category, as a category, they are tilted more towards the large cap. But here, if you see slowly in a study, the tilt the category which was earlier tilted towards, mid large cap side, 70-75% kind of exposure was there. Now it has come to somewhere around 60%. And at the same time, small cap and mid cap exposure has gone up. So here we can see, small cap as of now is 18-19%. At the same time, on a small mid cap also around this red space is mid and small mid cap. So mid cap you can see more or less is like a stagnant, but small cap exposure is increasing, continuously increasing after 2020. So that is what. So here this is a category average. So I have taken all the funds in a flexi cap and taken the average, large cap, mid cap, and small cap exposure. So here you can see the tiltness which was earlier towards the large cap is now well diversified, and we can see it's a 60-20-20 kind of a market capitalization as per the today's portfolio. But at the same time, if we talk about the index, which is BSE 500, where as of now we can see around 70-20-10 kind of exposure is there in a BSE 500. So 70% in a large cap. So here it's even going little, lower on the grid or the parameter, and taking a higher exposure on the small cap side. This is because I'm just here taking the Nifty 500 as a reflection of flexi cap category. So we have just tried to understand from this slide that if we invest in, suppose, Nifty 500, and we see, basis on the rolling returns, I'm sure everyone must be understanding what is rolling return. So it's like every year we are skipping a day or a month and taking a 3 months rolling returns. So on a basis of every day, if you see, so the blue line is your 3 years. Even here you can see the numbers. Even there is a very less chances, only 5% kind of a chances that you will get a negative returns in a 3 years from this particular indices. Other than that, there's a 85% chances that you will get a more than 7% returns, and then more than 10% is 80%. So this particular category with the very less risk, like a large cap equal kind of a risk, if you are carrying, and you are getting a 80% chances, even though here you can see this is 10% and above. How many times this indices actually deliver a return? So around more than 80% times this particular indices generated a more than 10% kind of a returns, whether it's a 3-year period or 5-year period. It's an average return also, you can see it's a 14 and 13.5% kind of a returns. So 14% on an average. At the same time, 5-year, the minimum returns is lesser because your investment holding is higher, and the minimum return is here minus 6.3. So in terms of risk return basis, if you see and if you check, then this particular index is giving a very balanced kind of returns. It's not like a very extraordinary, like giving you a 18-20 kind of a returns. But at the same time, managing your risk at the same time delivering the alpha over a period of time. Now, if we talk about the schemes or the funds, so FlexiCap as a category, we have seen that 2018, the SEBI has done the recategorization. And within that recategorization, we saw that uh, FlexiCap as a new category had been introduced, and then the few funds, which were earlier managed as a true to mandate kind of a FlexiCap category, they have shifted to FlexiCap category. Or post 2018, we have seen lot many new funds actually introduced in this particular category. So this is a consistency scorecard. Mostly what as an investor or what as a partner we see is लास्ट 3 साल में और लास्ट 1 साल में कौन से फंड ने अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है, एंड देन वी take out those funds and we ask our clients to invest in, or the DIY client kind of a clients actually look for those kind of funds. Here as a partner, what we have to understand is April 14, if we see, there were a 15 funds, number of funds in a flexi cap. Out of 15 funds, 7 one is in a top quartile. Matlab, first 2, 3, 4. There was a 4 quartile, right? So top quartile means first and second quartile. There was a 7 funds. These 7 funds were in a top quartile in April 14. Same fund अप्रैल 15 में अगर मैं 7 फंड्स का देखूं तो 7 में से सिर्फ 5 आपके टॉप क्वार्टाइल में रहे, रेस्ट 2 आपके बॉटम क्वार्टाइल में शिफ्ट हो गए. अगेन अप्रैल 16, इफ वी सी बेसिस ऑन द लास्ट previous performance, 5 actually continued in a top quartile, rest 2. So after 5 years, if you see that out of 7 funds, only 1 fund remains in the top quartile, rest all the funds actually slip down to the bottom quartile. And the same thing has happened in the April 21. If you see the funds, suppose ABC, 11 funds was there in a top quartile. Out of 11 funds which were there in top quartile in April 21, only 3 funds remain in the top quartile, rest actually slipped into the bottom quartile. So that is what we keeps repeating, like, past performance is not a guarantee of the, future performance. And this is the reason why only the performance doesn't help you to recommend anything to your clients. And which we believe, like, if you are understanding the fund strategy, fund manager thought process, probably it would be much easier for you to convince your clients to hold the particular scheme in the different market scenario. And different styles when it runs, sometimes growth runs, sometimes value performs. So if you are understanding clients or fund managers a way of managing, what way it manages, probably it can help you to understand. So here the thought process to show this slide just is like only looking at the past performance doesn't help you. You have to understand the fund's philosophy, the fund managers' way, thought process, how they manage the fund. So here, should you invest in FlexiCap? Of course, I always, talk about the core and the satellite portfolios. So this particular category, I believe, should be a part of your core portfolio, because a lot many portfolio reviews comes to me and they are like more tilted towards, because last 2-3 years we have seen, small and mid cap actually performed and clients are overboard on the mid and small cap side. In respective of, they understand, not understand, I don't know, but they are overboarded on the mid and small cap. So that is what I always bifurcate the portfolio into 2 parts. One is a core and the satellite part. So core part, FlexiCap is one of the category where you should invest. Why? The very clear 2 reasons here. First is for fund manager actively rebalance within the fund. So client, retail clients, the clients who are investing as small corpus, they are not very well versed with the markets, or churning it's happening what kind of market cap is doing well, whether it's a small cap, mid cap, or large cap. So this is one of the fund which is actively taking bet on the different market capitalization, different sectors, which sector will do well, not well. So fund manager is taking care of everything on behalf of you. So that is the main reason you should invest in this particular category, where actively rebalancing is happening in respective of you are getting in, out, you are looking market, whether large cap is performing, not performing. So everything fund manager is taking care of, and taking a sharp cut edge thought process to maximize your returns. At the same time हमने returns उसका risk भी देख लिया. We have seen the risk of that particular category is almost equivalent to large cap. So that is what we have seen. And second major reason है, which is a no tax on the internal switches. So fund manager is trimming exposure on a small and mid cap, or increasing exposure in mid and small cap, exiting from suppose pharma or IT, entering into a banking. No tax will be imposed on internal switches. So for as a retail investor, if I am investing in certain kind of a strategy and certain kind of a sector, probably after 2 years, if I have made 30-35%, I need to exit from that, and again we have to pay the capital gain tax and then re-enter into the other scheme. So here fund managers are taking call on your behalf. There won't be any kind of a taxes will impose, whether after 2 days they are trimming the exposure, or after 1 week, or after a year, there won't be any kind of a taxes. So these are the two major benefits which client gets, and I would say these are the two major factors. Basis on this, client must invest in FlexiCap as a category. So already, we have seen why we should, but these are the two major reasons I would say one can think through, and basis on that, invest in FlexiCap category. One more, one example I would give, would like to give it to you here, just to give you more clarity why FlexiCap actually make more sense. So here I have taken an average 5-year rolling risk returns. So these are the returns. Headings are not there. So these are the returns of large cap, mid cap, small cap, and FlexiCap as a category. And these are the standard deviation, means volatility of the large, mid, and small cap and FlexiCap. So here you can see large cap actually delivered 14.2, mid cap 18.7%. These are the 5-year average rolling returns I have taken. So suppose if, as I said that Nifty 500 is the composition is 70-20-10. If we do not go on an extreme side, like full portfolio I built on a mid and small cap, then probably you can get a little higher returns. But if you go with a some kind of a mix and diversification, and you opt for the all three market capitalization, and if you select Nifty 500, which is 70-20-10 kind of a thing, then the returns would be delivered would be 15.79%, which is lesser than your FlexiCap. Here you can see. So FlexiCap 5-year rolling is your 16.2. Here the 70-20-10 strategy is giving you around 15.8% returns, which is lesser than the FlexiCap. And I am assuming if you enter, re-enter, exit, any kind of things you are taking, the capital gain also would be applicable. Then your returns even won't be 15.8. It would be lesser than the, or somewhere around your large cap category. And so much ops things you have to take care of. At the same time, which is a current market capitalization of FlexiCap, which is 60-20-20 strategy, which will give you a even 16.48 kind of a returns, which is a slightly higher than that. And again, I would say if you are exiting, re-entering, so capital gain would be imposed. again, lot much ops things, lot much, watch you have to keep on the markets, and then you can make even lesser than the flexi cap return. Here you are stress free. You need not to, once when you are investing, you have to pick a good flexi cap fund, and then post that you need not to worry about what's happening within the funds. Definitely, tracking and the uh, look at what fund manager is doing. That's a separate part. But other than that, you need not to. And doing so much work, you are unable to outperform even the flexi cap as a category. So this is just to make you understand, if you are taking, large mid small cap as a separate, then what kind of returns you can make it. So this is, as per the category, I would say. So here I have explained you what is FlexiCap as a category, how it works, and uh, agar if we talk about the today's market scenario where we are seeing, lot much war kind of a situation is there, and we are seeing a market actually since October is quite volatile. So what are the 5 things we should look for? So why flexi cap in this market? So definitely first is a built-in flexibility to manage risk, where the flexibility is there. They are going across market capitalization. Your money is distributing across market capitalization. So you need not to worry where to give, how to give. It's dynamically managed, and the professional fund manager is managing and shifting your money basis on the market scenario in the different market capitalization. So first, no restriction means no regret. Means fund manager do not have any kind of a restriction. It means they can go across sectors, so there won't be any kind of a foundation on the fund manager side that small cap was looking good, but I can take up to 20% kind of a exposure. So nothing, no sort of that kind of a restriction. Third is a help navigating sector and cap rotation. So you can navigate even sector rotation and the market cap rotation, which I have shown you in the slide. When IT is performing well, probably the fund manager will take exposure in IT. And when the different sectors are taking, you need not to move from sector to sector. Even fund manager is taking call in the flexi cap as a category itself, and you are getting benefited out of that. आपका risk manage हो रहा है. Even fund manager is taking care of the risk, which we have seen. So risk is managed by the fund manager, and then diversification with intelligent fund manager who we think like, or we see like, professional fund manager is there who understand much more things, and their job is to look market closely, track market closely. They takes care of all the things which are managing in within this particular category. So this is all about the flexi cap as a category. So I would request, if anyone has any kind of a questions, probably they can put in the chat box. So we can end it, or we can answer those questions. And lastly, I will just, as Saurav mentioned, like what all the funds we suggest and why we suggest those kind of a funds. So here, so there are the 5 funds which we suggested. One is a Parag Parikh Flexi Cap fund is there. Second one is a White Oak is there. Bajaj Finserv is there. Helios Helios is there, and I think Mirai is there. So these are the 5 funds which we suggest. And every fund, I'll just quickly take you through the different slides, so you will understand what kind of a differentiation within this. Not take much time, but quickly I'll just help you to understand how, if I'm saying flexi cap dynamically managed, so within these funds or within these 5 funds only, you can see the difference between how they are managing. So Parag Parikh, as we all know, it's a value focused kind of a funds, not at all growth oriented fund house. Um, and they are taking a very aggressive call on the cash, which we have seen and most talk about in the recent past. Like, Parag Parikh has taken a aggressive cash call, and as of now, also they are sitting 24.1% in cash. But in terms of performance, if we talk about their performance is extraordinary, which you can see here. Even on the rolling basis, also they have outperformed the benchmark. Here you can see the things which we need to notice is here what is the market capitalization they are into right now. So very less percentage they are into a small and mid cap. Mostly they are tilted towards like 92% of the AUM is into a large cap as of now. And the fund actually is the AUM is around 1 lakh crore AUM as of, I think recently they have crossed that. And here you see how dynamically they are managing the market cap. So large cap, very less. Here it was a lesser exposure in 2020. Then 21, they have increased the exposure. If you see in the past 5 years, this is the time where they have gone all on the large cap side and very less on the mid and small cap side. So this is the thing which you can see here how dynamically they are managing, how dynamically they are actively they are actually managing the flexi cap fund. So this is one fund, a very clear and the differentiated strategy. They take aggressive or cash calls. They go all about in the different market capitalization. And as of now, if you see the portfolio, then they are more tilted towards the financial services and the consumer cycles. So these are the two major sectors. So 50-55% of the portfolio is around, in these two sectors. So I'll just share this. So probably here we have mentioned a more detailed about what is the investment strategy and the current strategy of the fund house. Will give you a more clarity by Parag Parikh or what they are doing as a fund house. So quickly, if you jump on the Mirai Asset of Flexi Cap Fund. So Mirai is a growth-oriented fund house in which we have seen across schemes. They were like a more growth-oriented with a very balanced approach. And here also, if you see, look at the large cap, mid cap, and small cap exposure. So large cap is around 65%, small cap is around 20%, and mid cap is around 15%. And over a period of time, here also you can see here. So this fund is launched, I think, 23. So here you can see. So the fund is also managing, dynamically. They are also continuously increase and decrease the exposure, but not at that very, extensive, which we have seen in a Parag Parikh they are doing. But yes, you can see here the small cap exposure also, story and study had gone up in earlier October, and then since then they are just gone down in terms of small cap. Helios is a very unique style. Mostly fund managers put a filter on the parameters to figure it out where to invest. Helios is the fund house where they put a filter where they do not want to invest. So that is the fund house philosophy. Like they put a screener to figure it out where they do not want to put money and completely eliminate those kind of companies from the universe itself, that they will not invest in this country, and then whatever the universe left or whatever the stocks left, they go as per the mandate. So so they call it as a elimination of filtration, and that is, I think, none of the fund house as a core philosophy they have come out with. So that is what they have come out with, and they are very bullish on the consumer cyclical, seeing the India's growth story and seeing the India's population, which is there, and more young population we do have. So So the portfolio you will find is more tilt towards the consumer cycle side. Here also, the fund manager is, here you will see a little higher exposure on the mid cap. And the full strategy is also they will not go beyond 20-25% and above in the small cap. So that is internal kind of a mandate. And then they will play around the large cap and the mid cap. So these kind of strategies Helios run within the flexi cap uh, within the flexi cap strategy. Bajaj, Finserv, Flexi Cap, again, the fund house is more on the consumer or consumption story driven fund house. They are most focused on the India's growth story. They are not at all, I mean, as of now, if you see manufacturing, infrastructure, so these are the sectors they are taking bet. And again, here the small cap they go on a barbell strategy mostly, like your large cap exposure would be there and then small cap exposure would be there, and in between your mid cap will hover around 15 to 20%. So they have that kind of a strategy because they would like to take a exposure into the more emerging sectors, and that is what this particular strategy into. So more on the emerging side, if they would like to take a exposure, then they'll go on a small cap, and to provide the stability of the portfolio, they will be into a large cap side. So that is on a Bajaj side. White Oak is little more aggressive in terms of what we have seen earlier. So they do not believe on an index hugging kind of a portfolio, and they focus more on the high active market share. So if active share is what is, if suppose there is a 50 stocks in the index, so they will not go with the same kind of exposure, because most of the fund houses run a portfolio like, if suppose X company is having 10% exposure, then probably they'll go with a plus minus 2%. But they are completely against, if they like the stock, they go all in that particular stock. They do not see or look whether that particular stock is in the index or not. So no index hugging strategy they follow, and that is what it gives some more flexibility to the fund manager to take a benefit and generate alpha. It's a bottom up approach. They select stocks, but at the same times they consider the macros also, to filter out the universe, and then they go on a bottom up side. So these are the 5 funds which we believe are definitely very crisp and short. I have just explained you, but we met all the fund management. We went through all the investment strategies, investment philosophy of the different fund houses, and understood what they are trying to do and how they are trying to do. So all the well-known fund managers are managing these strategies, and these are the NB's top 5 call on the FlexiCap side. So that's it from my side. I will stop here only, and request everyone if you have any kind of questions.
So thanks, Ritu, for the wonderful insight. So meanwhile, let's see how many will ask the question. But maybe 1 or 2 questions from my side. I think recently we have seen a message has been broadcasted, and everyone is known that Parag Parikh FlexiCap is the highest AUM now, with I think 1 lakh crore, right? We have seen in the past ki, when a fund when they have crossed, let's say 20,000 crore, 25,000 crore, it is difficult for any fund manager to manage. So is it those were the days where managing 25,000 crore was a challenge, and then fund managers was taking the second stance of consistency rather than giving an extra returns? So in this scenario where Parag Parikh is at 1 lakh crore, so should we try to give more exposure to that 1 lakh crore and take it to, let's say, 1 lakh 20,000 crore or something? Or we have the superb newcomers like a Suryavanshi, let's say Helios, Lexicap, or a White Oak or a Bajaj. So where should investors should invest?
So definitely, after a certain purpose, it's difficult to manage and it's difficult to tilt your funds very quickly because it's not easy to manage the funds with a such a large purpose. Because when you are taking a call on a different sector, or you would like to even switch from, suppose you want to trim your exposure from a small cap to mid cap or mid cap to small cap, so that switching won't be very easy. And then you have to look at the liquidity point of view as well. You cannot invest in a small kind of a companies, because if the company's market cap is only at 20, 200 or 500 crores, you cannot invest. If you are investing even a 50 or 100 crores, which is a 1 lakh crore ka, how much percentage? So it would be very difficult to take a exposure in that kind of a segment which is emerging. So definitely, कहीं ना कहीं वो आपका थोड़ा सा impact आता है to generate extraordinary kind of a returns. But is but again, if we are talking about the Parag Parikh, so how they made money in the recent past is uh, taking a cash call. So cash call was one of the call they have taken, and that is what they in the recent past, if you see the performance, so they are outperformance showing within the peer group. So in terms of in good market, if you are going to invest in a different companies and all, definitely it's difficult challenge. There are the lot many newcomers are entering into the space, like with a smaller AUM and all. Flexibility is high. In terms of generation of alpha, we can say the probability of generating alpha is also, it's high.
Yeah. Some say, let's say people who are a seasonal investor in mutual fund, and if they want to go ahead with the consistency and the brand name kind of thing, they can consider Parag Parikh sort of the funds. And let's say people who are newcomers, Gen Z or whatever you say, if they want to mint money, they are ready to take risks, a calculative risk, not a blind call. So they can take a call in Helios and White Oak of the funds.
Saurabh, as you said, brand. So White Oak is a well-known brand, even though Helios also, Samir Arora, everyone is known. He is veteran in the market who is running this. So though they have come in this particular space recently, but it's not like, it's running by the newcomers. So they are veteran in the markets and they are running this, they have entered in mutual fund space of late. Doesn't mean they do not understand the market very well. So I would say
Absolutely.
this is one of the opportunity for the investors to invest in this, because they have run in a private equity kind of a space. They are running offshore funds. So they have, tested all the markets, and now they have come in the mutual funds. So even you can get a much more or better expertise with the new fund houses rather than, probably if you're talking about the brand, probably.
Right. We have a question from Akshay that during war situation, which type of MF funds tend to perform better?
So Akshay, what time situation? I would say cash call is the king. So probably if you are sitting on a cash, that is the best call you should take. But I always say, and I think recently I have shared a message also on a war kind of a situation. It's a very short term kind of a dip we see in the markets. So this is also one kind of a event we can say comes and goes away. तो आप अगर वो volatility आप digest कर सकते हो probably, and I am assuming that you can, because that is what you are entering in the equity space. If you not, then probably there are the other alternative products are there. So all volatility comes in the market with the various reasons. So I think a war kind of a situation also, I'm just assuming this is kind of a event kind of a things, and things comes and go. And if you are holding your portfolio, good portfolio, building your good portfolio, you can hold it for that point in time also.
I think just to add on what Ritu is saying, I can correlate with the same question. See, जिस तरीके से S-400 ने इंडिया को प्रोटेक्ट किया था, राइट? So all our borders, which we are seeing, are listening on the news. सेम वे में वॉर सिचुएशन में आपके और मेरे पास भी एक S-400 है, उसका नाम है STP। तो उस सिस्टमैटिक ट्रांसफर प्लान में हम अगर पैसा डाल देते, अगर हमें पता है कि डेफिनेटली मार्केट इज गोइंग टू बी वॉलेटाइल, और अगर मैंने उसको वो वीकली एसटीपी, फोर्टनाइटली एसटीपी, मंथली एसटीपी, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर रिस्क एपेटाइट, इफ यू आर डूइंग इट, आई एम प्रीटी मच श्योर यू आर गोइंग टू विन दिस वॉर। क्योंकि ये सेम सिचुएशन है कि वो वॉर में भी बुज़दिल पीछे हटते हैं, और इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी हमें यही करना है कि पीछे नहीं हटते, अपने को डालना है। So STP is the best way, and look at the reality. Oh, yeah, last week was a negative and this week is a super positive. So I think we have in this industry has given S-400 in the name of STP. We all should utilize this. Then we have a next question which from Shweta, which is the best multi-cap or flexi-cap according to you?
Sir, Shweta, I would say within the during the presentation also I mentioned, like, if you are making your portfolio with a core portfolio and the satellite, so core is nothing but your fixed portfolio, which will give you a, when any fund manager is investing, which he says, like, compounder kind of a story. So I would say the core is, which is your portfolio where you are not playing much around. So multi-cap and flexi-cap, both are the categories which you can, incorporate in your core portfolio, because both the categories are taking very calculative kind of a risk. So multi-cap also 35% into a large cap and a mid-cap, and rest, basis on the fund manager discretion. So it's so the only difference is here, multi-cap may you will see the cutoff. Fund managers cannot, minimum they have to take 35% in mid-cap at any point in time. Where the flexi cap, if market is bad and the fund manager is not very positive, like, in case of Parag Parikh, we have seen 96%, 91% they are sitting on a large cap side. So that kind of a extreme calls we cannot see, but more balance. So in terms of risk reward also, you see the slightly upper hand on the flexi cap category.
I think there's one more question from Shweta. Is Parag Parikh flexi cap suitable for newcomer investor? Answer is yes. Whether it is new, old, in doing investment is important, whether it is a newcomer or old comer. So again, question from Akshay. I think defense sector is good, or I think it's already whatever needs to be done, it's been done now. Ceasefire has been announced. So again, if you're taking a futuristic bet कि पाकिस्तान वापस आएगा, so definitely. But I think there are many more sectors which is more attractive. So Ritu, over to you.
So Akshay, I would, answer this question in that way. If defense is good, then probably any which ways fund manager who is, managing your fund, they will, invest in that particular sector itself. अगर उनको वहां से opportunity दिख रहा है. Investing as a, if the investor is a seasoned investors and they would like to take bet, then it's a different ball game altogether. But other than that, I would say, if you are managing your retail set of clients, don't push them into the different kind of a sector just for a sake of returns, because sectors में आपके जिस तरह से returns बनते हैं, same way the returns comes back as well, because sector rotation we have seen in the slide, very quickly that churns. If you cannot take bet or you cannot ask your clients to exit at that point in time, doesn't make any sense to push your clients towards the sector thing. And defense as a, sector, yes, because of the war the things actually has come up, but in terms of valuation abhi bhi काफी ऊपर है in terms of valuations, and only because of the pipeline was there and the valuation actually gone up so much, and the prices we have seen skyrocket kind of a prices, but nothing has changed fundamentally in terms of defense stock. So I don't think so, like, this is a good entry point in time.
So we'll just take last two questions. Number one, Mirai large cap and mid cap has not performed in the last 2 to 3 years. Question by Fayaz. So Ritu, an update on that.
Mirai large and mid cap, Please tell about the fund. Okay. So Mirai large and mid cap funds, yes, of late they didn't perform because Mirai as a fund house is more quality oriented kind of a fund house, and they invest in a quality kind of a stocks or growth kind of a stocks with where we have seen in the last 2 3 years. Uh, Earlier, I mean, last year June onwards, but before that, only value as a style was performing, and that is what Mirai or some few other names in terms of AMCs, they were not performing. But off late, yes, I think the performance is back and they are doing pretty okay. And they were not accepting even fund also. Now they started taking fund as well. So um, I mean, more in place. Nothing wrong fundamentally with the funds.
So you're more keen in listening your descending order of investment. Ki let's say if you get an opportunity to invest on these five funds, which is the first three funds you will invest?
So, very difficult question. So I would, leave it to the clients or the, partners probably. But personally, if you would ask me, then I'll go with the Helios FlexiCap, and I'll go with the Bajaj secondly, and then I'll go with the Parag Parikh. So these would be my three choices. But again, it's, I mean, depends because whatever is in my portfolio, as per, my portfolio, I've told you, these three are having little, different portfolios. But I mean, all five funds are good. That is what it's in NB, recommended lists.
Great. So thank you, Ritu. Thank you, everyone. So guys, thank you for the overwhelming response on this Wednesday. And now onwards, we would be connecting on every Wednesday, 4 p.m. So I would request everyone just make yourself available for another 30-45 minutes on every Wednesday for an insightful session from Nirmal Bang Investorial. Okay. So thank you everyone. Thanks, Ritu.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone. Yeah.